Kilometers to go now to the finish, and we can see about 5 or 6 lead-out trains, exactly what we've seen yesterday. And towards the end, in the last few kilometres, there wasn't enough riders to make it fast enough. All across the road, even right in the middle, you've got the team of Drapac Porsche cycling with Jaguar. A lot of teams trying to hug the front, no real danger. There's still a lot of teams just sitting, and it's a waiting game at this moment.
It is a waiting game, and 9.8 kilometres remaining. Good rolling surface, as you can see, and they're just taking time to stretch the legs. Drapac look very ambitious today. United Healthcare in blue and white, almost Blackburn Rovers, I think. They're the last football analogy I'm going to make this year. 9.6 kilometres to go, and over to that right-hand side of the road is where the camera wants to be right now. I'm not surprised. It looks like that's where our action point is going to be. How stable will Mark Cavendish's team be? Absolutely rock solid. They've got good news. Mark Renshaw had a late puncture back in. He's going to be the last man standing for Mark Cavendish. Slingshots him beautifully into the places he likes to be as a top sprinter that he is. Many, including myself, think he's the greatest of all time. I know there's arguments when you say that kind of thing. Lampre Merida are here to try and take a scalp. It's Marks they're looking for, Sasha Modolo. But the man who got closest yesterday is for Orica Greenedge. And Caleb Ewan looks nice and relaxed, and so, ominously, do his team. Astana starting to join the fun. Hlubeev is their chosen one. There is Drapac hogging the centre of the road. United Healthcare in the blue and white. They've got their own options as well, let's not forget, but possibly limited compared. Ken Hansen, probably their best choice. And those who've done most of the work are indeed suffering a very late puncture. That's not a great thing to happen. That is Blanchschlut, I think, with the front puncture. 8.7 to go. It is indeed. James gets it undone, but I think that's his help for Roy Jans of Wanty Group Gobert in the bin right now. This is too close to the end.
Yeah, looks 8.6 kilometres to go to the finish, and still Ethics on the right-hand side. They did something very similar with Lotto Soudal. Lotto Soudal not really battling to gain the front of the peloton. It seems to be the team from Australia, Drapac Pro Cycling, now hogging the front with the red and the dark blue. They've got a couple of good sprinters in there. They tried it yesterday but failed. Obviously, they put one rider in the top 10, trying to come up a little early for me.
Well, it's Ken Jones who's their choice man. I'm just wondering who else they might be going for. Maybe Peter Koenig. We'll see. 8.1 kilometres to go. Drapac certainly showing a lot of ambition right now. I guess as close as it comes to Anzac Day that any team from down under really wants to thrive on this race. Gallipoli, of course, took many lives way back when, and is celebrated, or indeed commemorated, I should say, on the 25th of April. So just on the eve of this race. Racing we are, 7.6 kilometres to go. And as you can see, this is teed up for an absolute beauty. The road snakes rather gently. It starts to take a first couple of those curves right now, as you can see, but the pinch comes at 2.8 to go. Still nobody injecting too much pace because they know they've got to get that, take that corner, take it safely. I suggest that's when we're going to see the highest speeds. They're going to race towards that 2.8 kilometres, and then the bridge between that for about the next 1,200 metres, they will be racing for the final corner, albeit we have a long lazy curve which leads us to the finish line. But there are two 90 degrees and more focused than that are looming large in the riders' minds right now.
Well, in the team of Drapac, you've got Graham Brown. He's shouting the orders. This is a team from Australia, the second division team, trying to bark the orders. You can just see Graham Brown, the experienced rider, many years with the Rabobank team in Holland, and they are thinking of the rider Brenton Jones. Brenton Jones is a young 23-year-old in that team, and Brenton has won many races, yet to win a pro one, but has won many stages, including the stage of the Tour of the New Zealand Cycle Classic.
Come on, Brenton, it'd be nice to see him get up, maybe a top 5. Let's be optimistic. 6.6 kilometres to go then. Told you about this snaking road. It's reasonably benign for the time being. That's all going to change in very short order. They come down past the park. In fact, a number of them, nice and verdant. They use an awful lot of reclaimed water to actually feed the greenery in this part of the world. Not a beat of AstroTurf in sight, you'd be glad to know. 6.3 kilometres then, and there's starting to be a lot of lateral movement within the pack, and here comes MTN Quebec. Can they possibly deliver? Theo Boss today, a lot of chit-chat going on.
Yeah, still too early. They hit the front. Just how easy was that for MTN Quebec to come right up towards the front? It was too easy for them. The speed is not full gas. Everybody knows from yesterday it starts to get a little messy. The place you want to be at the front is this roundabout coming up with about 2.5 kilometres to go. If you enter that roundabout and you've got 4 or 5 riders in front of you, you're in a good way. So MTN Quebec have come up fairly easily, but they've dropped back and they've realised their mistake. They've come up far too early. They've dropped onto the wheels, leaving it to the Drapac team with Salzburger on the front.
They look extraordinarily motivated. It's Bernie Salzburger, by the way, not Wes, that's at the fore right now. Michael Collard for Tinkoff Saxo, and he's called for a little bit of action. They're locked in at the moment by United Healthcare, who are getting very ambitious. We'll see whether they've got something to deliver later on. It will be Ken Hansen who's going to be the choice for UHC. But there's plenty of options and a lot of space opening up on the left-hand side of the road, and it's being taken by Avillo. I think he might well go and try and do this all on his own. They got Milano as well, the Colombian boys, in the black with the golden stripe across their shoulders. Only 5 to go. Now this is where it gets crucial. We told you that the road starts to snake, and this is the race right now for the 2.8 marker. So they're going to be there in 2 kilometres time. The pennant men doing their job and just about keeping everybody safe.
Yeah, just a pinch point now, and it's still the team of Etix Quick-Step under Drapac team at the front of the peloton inside the last 5 kilometres, and it's the World Tour team of Etix leading the way with Elio Kaiser, stage winner a few years ago, into Izmir. So you can just see the team of Etix with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 riders at the front of the peloton now.
Guys are doing a guiding job, just hoping to get everybody into a safe and reasonable position. A lot of vision they've got, but they know who's behind. Also, arms going out just to indicate to everybody there's a pennant man coming up, and another pinch point, as we said, at 4.2. Where it gets worse, there's more to come, and a pinch point will come with a hugely focused turn in a short while. Turku show their nose at the front. This is for Ahmed Orkan. They want to show the green and red of the local team, but look how messy it is on the left-hand side of the road. If you want to move up, that's the only option you've got, and at the moment it's filled with the tangerine of CCC Sprandi Polkovici, who just want to keep safe. That's David Rebelin for the GC. It's too busy on the right here, but that's where you need to be, because you've got to swing across the road for a left-hander, and you can do that provided it's not mobbed on the left and prevents you from taking in. We may well get some dive bombing on this corner, which we're heading for in about a kilometre's time.
Yeah, just over a kilometre, and this road stays exactly as it is, over 3 lanes wide, and that's why we're seeing teams coming up in the left through the middle, but it's still the team of Etix Quick-Step on the right-hand side, maintaining, keeping their ranks. Teams are coming up, disappearing, coming up, disappearing. They have to get organised. The pinch point does come 2.5 kilometres.
There's the drift. There's the drift as they go over to the right-hand side of the road. Some great experience out there. Alessandro Patacchi and his team southeast in the grey, just getting there. Now they come over a rise and it just dips down. It's kind of roller coaster fashion. It takes you in almost like a ski jump, if you will, to this turn, and it's coming up in about 150 metres time. Hence the pace. And Wanty Group Gobert in the blue are mobbing this one. They're holding Etix Quick-Step where they don't want to be, over towards the barriers. Well, job done. Elbows flicked out, but can anybody respond? The pace at the moment is absolutely right up there, top draw, because it's about this turn right now.
Yeah, they're doing over 50 kilometres an hour. A very, very fast turn into this roundabout. The swing left, and this is going to be a hard to battle up towards the right-hand turn and then down towards the finishing straight. A lot of riders all over the place. They'll be looking to try and get in their lead-out trains.
Andre Greipel deciding to hobo a lift on somebody else's train at the moment. He's lost his team around him. So the German champion is in there, but he's having to do it all on his lonesome. He's keeping an eye on Mark Cavendish's wheel. He is in the blue jersey, don't forget. So watch out for those two. 2.1 kilometres to go. It will be the final turn just by the Flamme Rouge. It's a nasty one. It's a right-hander, and that takes you onto a long corniche, a long, lazy left-hander to the line. Everybody wants a piece of the road, and there's not that much. It's at a premium as we speak. So they're drifting over to the opposite side of the road in order to make the turn to the right, give themselves the best vision they possibly can have.
This is a strong pull by Jens Morris for Orica Green X. This is slightly uphill. The wind coming slightly from the right-hand shoulder, the right-hand right-hand side of our screen, and it's the team of Tinkoff hogging in front of the peloton. On the left-hand side, you can see Etix Quickstep trying to come up. He's got 3 riders in front of him, Mark Cavendish. A lot of riders trying to dive onto the wheel of Cav.
Very late reassembly of the Lotto lead-out train. 2 men is what Andre Greipel's got right now, but he's trapped amongst the Lamprey boys who are working for Sesha Modolo. It'll be Roberto Ferrari, who is indeed up there, will be leading in Modolo in the pink and blue. Here we go, 1.2 kilometres to go. Now, this is the turn, and indeed the pinch that we've been talking about. It's not nice at all. You have to be in a decent place, and Etix Quickstep have been so well marshalled to get to this. They have a huge view of the turn. Now, this is a long banana shape towards the left. It'll slowly but surely reveal itself as the pace gets higher and higher and higher. There's Mark Cavendish, but where's Andre Greipel? He's in about P6. He's just behind Modolo and Ferrari in the pink and blue. This is that turn we were talking about. They make it. They come in the safest place to be, and indeed the shortest route home is where Mark Cavendish is on the left-hand side of the road. But Andre Greipel's Lotto boys mixed in with the Drapac men as well. They suddenly have a clear view of the run for home. The crowd start to bash the hoardings. But right now there's a brief knockback for those who do find themselves at the top table. Who's going to go first with 500 metres to go? It's time to reach out. Oh, it is as well Michael Collard, who's having a look for over by the barriers, but this is the lead out that Mark Cavendish wants. It's whether anybody can get back at him. Ruffoni's in a terrific place right now, so is Modolo. They spread along, they go for the barriers. Mark Cavendish, though, lights it up. 100 metres, 50 metres to go. He won yesterday. Can he do so today? I think he might be denied. Oh, no. Oh, ye of little faith. A man here. Worship at his feet. Mark Cavendish, proving he's a sprint god yet again.